women ruins America. Married women is anti-American.
The best you guys have?
Oh my God! Was overturned. I mean, was passed that you don't have to. Corporations can be people and fund Republicans mostly without announcing who they are.
Who are you?
Who am I? Most of us are from MoveOn.org.
Do you demonstrate against corporate money that goes to the Democratic Party as well?
Absolutely.
When was the last time you demonstrated against the Democrats?
This isn't against Republicans. This is against corporate money. This is secret.
Whether Democrats or Republicans, they
should not be affecting our elections. Some of these are foreign companies. They're national corporations. We want America to be by the people, not by corporations.
Are you the head of this group?
I'm Donna Dorsey, and I'm with.
Pardon me?
I'm Donna Dorsey, and I'm with the West LA to Malibu. MoveOn.
The president just released a statement saying that foreign money was involved in Republicans' campaigns. Do you believe that to be true?
I do believe that to be true.
Do you believe foreign money was involved in the president's presidential campaign?
I really don't know because I haven't studied that.
Oh, I see.
But I wouldn't, it could be. I don't know.
Would you be against that if that was the case?
I would totally be against that.
Explain how SEIU getting the same type of foreign funds isn't the exact same thing.
I don't think that foreign money should be in our election cycle at all. I don't think.
Nobody in the country was talking about this until David Axelrod and Barack Obama brought this thing up artificially the other day, and now this is what everybody's jumping through that hoop.
That's not true because MoveOn has been on this particular campaign since March. And after the Supreme Court ruling that said that corporations can spend unlimited funds, that that's freedom of speech, the rest of us are going, hey, what about the 98% of us?
Who's the culprit? Give me an example of an entity that is a corporation that's breaking the rules.
Well, we believe that the U.S. Chamber of Commerce.
It's not. The New York Times, Eric Lichtblau just wrote an article in the New York Times, which was clearly not favorable to conservatives, that said that they're not. And so, right now, even Bob Schieffer on CBS News rebuked. So the thing is, this is as artificial and as astroturf a narrative as you can possibly buy. The one example that you used is one that the New York Times just negated. So I mean, can you give me one example of a corporate entity that is feeding foreign funds into the American electoral system? One. I mean, you are motivated to be here today, and you obviously are motivated by the subject matter. If you could name one corporate entity that is doing this, I will investigate it for you. Tell me which corporate entity. Tell me which corporate entity.
Oh,
no. Tell me which corporate entity without looking there. Which corporate entity?
Okay, this is my list. All right. And you can certainly, the LA Times has talked about it, the New York Times has talked about it, the Washington Post has talked about it, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, American Crossroads, which is Carl Rove's group, Americans for Prosperity, we don't know, 60 Plus Association, we don't know, Club for Growth, we don't know, American Action Network, but all
Service Employees United International,
absolutely,
AFL-CIO,
anybody.
Yeah. I noticed that those groups aren't on there.
And anonymous funds. Well, we'll move on. Hello.
Protesting against the Republican Party that are sending money.
Oh, yeah. Corporate advice.
Yeah, that they're doing out of the country and doing it illegally.
Do you have proof of that?
Well, here is some of the groups that have spent the money that have used other countries to buy the ads that they consider charity. that has been in Dubai, China, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Russia, oil, corporations and banks who wish for better taxes
Have you
and free trade.
done as much scrutiny as to where President Obama's campaign money has come from? I understand Hamas contributed to his campaign. Would that be something you would approve of?
I would have to know more about it.
I would assume you would know more about it.
Well, you know what? I support the initiatives that he believes in, and I don't really believe in secret funding from out of the country.
That's the only point. I mean, I'm a capitalist. I have a son who makes money from a corporation. I just think that I want human beings, real people, to vote and to give money, and not corporations who are.
There are widespread allegations that the Barack Obama, I think, was able to collect about 10 times the amount of money as John McCain in the last election cycle.
I think they're all bad.
And
the whole group.
the way that they were able to collect that money online, there were countless people who would put their credit cards down,
Right.
who weren't from America, yet their money was taken off of their credit card. And so, are you protesting all politicians right now? So
Yeah.
you're not protesting Carly Fiorina in particular.
I'm protesting this, that because of the Supreme Court ruling, corporations can give unlimited amounts, and then we have these front groups that I mentioned that then can spend money through anonymously.
Right.
They said, and that's not what I want in my country.
There are
I don't
distinct rules,
care.
though. There are hard and fast rules that there's a firewall that you can't allow for, say, the Chamber of Commerce, which gets money from people who are members. That money cannot make it into the political process.
Well, according to major papers in this country, that's not the case.
Well, the New York Times said that it is in fact true that the Chamber of Commerce is not even being accused of having done anything.
It's definitely being accused.
Well, it's being not by Eric Holder, not by any governing judicial authority.
I think Senator Baucus was the one who brought it up and said we need to investigate, that we believe that we're getting, that we have foreign money coming into our elections.
Right.
And of course, the main thing that MoveOn's been against
Like
is
the
that
Riyadis
corporate.
and the Chinese that during the Clinton years, John Wong. I just think that it's very interesting that right now, right before the election, that this is a concern of MoveOn.org when MoveOn.org has ignored these allegations when it's happened when Clinton. MoveOn.org was created to support Bill Clinton back in around 1998,
Right.
and so they were not there. They were not at the forefront of trying to point out John Wong, Johnny Chung, Maria Shaw, who was the daughter of a general from China who came here and started to, start pouring Chinese money into the electoral cycle. So it rings to many of us as a hypocrisy that right now, that 3 weeks before the election, people are talking about the Chamber of Commerce, which doesn't have any allegations by any real trusted, vested authority. Not even Eric Holder in the Justice Department is investigating the Chamber of Commerce. It seems like it's just a mean-spirited act of last-second politicking against, ironically, a group that represents small businesses in this country when this administration is being challenged on whether or not it's anti-small business. I like Donna Dorsey, I do. I'm a sucker for Donna Dorsey.
Girls come back tomorrow with the news exposure. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Well, it's a touch TV and radio. It's an IPTV and radio. Oh, it's already out. It's already there.